So here we have the mining rig stand or case or frame, however you want to say it. It was built by Crazy Gamer, so you could check that out. We'll also put up a video of him going through and creating it. So it's looking good, looking nice, saving money by going through and creating it. So I'll put that video up if you want to check it out then. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and start with putting the processor in the motherboard. So we're going to show you how to do that. We got Crazy Gamer here going to show you that. Let's get a little closer to this area. I just want to show you how it goes. It's only going to fit in there one way. Make sure you check where the notches are.
Yeah, there's a notch right there, and then you see the little gold plating on there that shows the corner there to put it in.
Nice. You just close the gate, hook the lever, and it should usually just pop off the top. There we go.
Yep.
Nice. So we'll go ahead and put the heatsink on. It's locking in. You just push those down and it'll connect. And we're going to plug it in right there.
Yeah, right there in the port says CPU fan.
Nice.
Okay, just took this wire out of the way here.
So now we got the processor in and the heatsink. So now we'll go ahead and put the RAM in. Like I said, we went with 8 gigabytes. A lot of people go with 4. It's up to you. We just wanted to be future-proof and have reusability and resale value.
Yeah, this memory right here is keyed, so you can only put it in one direction. The important thing is to look on the board to see which is your first DIMM that you need to use here, your first socket. So, right there. And so see, I said we're getting A1.
The furthest one away?
So if we're going to use A1, that's the farthest away. I'm going to slide it down and push it in until it snaps. When it snaps in, this piece right here will lock into place.
Nice. So now we got our memory in. So we also have on the bottom what we did. We're not going to set the board yet, so we're just going to set it on here. So we use felt pieces basically right here in the screw holes, so we can just set it on the wood for now. We will go through and add some risers to it in the future. We just don't have them ready yet because we're trying to get this up and running as quickly as possible. So it's looking nice right now. We got the motherboard sitting there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get some graphics cards. We're going to hope to go ahead and screw it in like so. We'll show that once we go ahead and try one out. These cards are awesome. We also have to make sure we measure correctly because we're going to need to fit 8 there eventually. Like I said, we have 4 right now and another is on its way. Then we also have this little monitor with a keyboard, so we'll be able to go ahead and see what's going on, monitor everything. And then I got some drawers here that are empty, so I can go ahead and throw any extra supplies in. That way, as we get more material for the rig, we can go ahead and just put it in there, and yeah, we'll be all set. We did purchase this, and if you are purchasing from my links, you can go ahead and forget about this, because this actually is already on the processor, the thermal paint, so don't even worry about it. That's one less thing. It'll save you some money. And then I got zip ties too. Okay, so Crazy Gamer did go ahead and hook up the first 3, screwed them into the frame, so they're hanging well. So we're trying to go for 2 inches total, I think it was.
Yeah, 2-inch gap to allow for adequate airflow between the cards.
Cool. So we're going to go ahead and screw the last one in here. We already lined up the holes a bit, so they're kind of figured out here. You want to make sure you're holding the card up so it doesn't dip down. We kind of learned that on one of the cards. And this is if you go ahead and make a frame similar to what he made. I'll probably put it at like the end of the video. That way if you guys want to go ahead and see that, you can go ahead and create that, because he spent about $5 with the wood, but he did get some of the wood and the materials. So you could probably get some stuff laying around, and yeah, I mean, most cases go for, you get cheap ones for 30 bucks, or they go $200-300 on Amazon, and shipping is just crazy. So something like this may work for you. So we get another view here. It's looking good so far. We got some time to go. Time to go ahead and do the risers. So we'll be right back with that. All right, so now we're gonna put the risers in. They plug in to the board just like that. And it's gonna go ahead and make a PCI slot. We'll go ahead and show you that on the camera too. There it is. So we're gonna plug that into the graphics card there. There we go. And then you just push the white slider down to lock it in place, and you're good. Now what we'll do is put the USB cable, let's go down to the board first, plug the one side in there, and then the other side goes up here. And that's it. So now we're gonna go ahead and do that with the rest of them, and then we're gonna add the power supply, which is what the white thing is there. It's a little blurry right now, but that'll be able to get you set up. Okay, so we have all of them on now, and they're all connected to the cards, so we're good there. Did a little bit of cable management here. Crazy Gamer did an awesome job. So looking awesome there. So right now we're going to set the power supply and hook that up, and then we will be good to fire it up. I also put the USB drive in. I have it running Simple Miner, so it should start up with that software automatically for us, and then we can monitor it through their website or our machine here. Simple Miner is a free software, lets you try it out, and then after that it's $2 per rig. All right, so now we're going to hook up the risers so you can see that clear piece. That's where the plug's going to go in.
Okay, and it's, you can see here, it's this cable right here.
Zoom out a little bit.
Has a 6-pin on one side and then a SATA power connector here. So I'm going to plug this in here. It's a little bit tight. When you're building this, you could do it before you put the riser on the card, but if you don't, it's no big deal.
Nice. Got the power.
Yep. Now this is going to plug into your SATA power connection from your power supply. And going to snap in just like that. The next part, you're going to need to hook up your GPU card. And that has a 4-pin power port on it. The cards do come with an adapter, but this power supply actually has the additional 2 pins to make it an 8-pin. So we're going to use it just like that instead of using the supplied adapter from the video card. Okay, there we go. And then
nice, and they're daisied together, right? So
yep.
There's 2 per.
Yeah, there's 2 per cable. So I'm going to plug in the second one right here.
Cool, so we're going to go ahead and plug the rest of these in, get the risers in, and we'll show you where to plug in the CPU to the motherboard next. Okay, so we went ahead and set up some more cards. This is a little while later. Unfortunately, we had some issues because it was the first rig and we were setting things up, so we had some issues. We had a bad riser, which is very, very common, and so much has went into this, so much time on the software side I put in after Crazy Gamer left to get everything working and fine-tuned. I'm running at a great hash rate, which I'll show you at the end of the video, but it's an amazing hash rate. Right now I just turned it off because I needed to change the wallet address because we're switching a few things up. So here what we did was, as we mentioned, we plugged in all the power on all the cards. We got 2 new cards. We got the Twin Frost, I believe. I'm drawing a blank all of a sudden. And the Asus. Asus was the most difficult card to set up as far as BIOS changes. It took me a long time, but now it's running better than all the others. So I don't know, it's about half a hash faster than everyone else. So it is what it is. But I don't really think I'll get any more of the cards, because if you look at the side of it, let me just move out of the light here. There's nothing on the back. It just goes right to the board, where most of them have some type of protection to keep it warm, or keep it cooler. So this card gets hotter than all the others, and it even shows that in the temperature. So I don't know if I'll get more of those. I really like this one here, the twin card. I want to get more of those. The XFX are good cards too, but they're a little harder to get, not in stock as often. So what have we done so far? We have plugged in all the power. I'm going to kind of show you here. It's going to be a little difficult. We plugged in the main to the power board, or to the motherboard right there. Right above it, you'll see some lights. Let me see if I get a better angle here. It's a little tough in this space. Come on, iPhone. There you go. So the furthest away button is actually your power switch, so you could just hold that in. That LED is also very important too, because if the LED is lighting a certain color other than green, there could be a problem. So you don't have any beeps that notify you what's wrong. That's the light that notifies you. If it gets stuck on a certain color, you want to go ahead and just Google that and find that out. As I noticed, the RAM was in the wrong slot. We moved it to A2. When you have a single DIMM, you have to put it over there. So we do have the CPU plugged in as well. Let me see if I can kind of get around there for you. There we go. You can kind of see the... There we go. Now we got a clean shot. So we have that plugged in, and we have the CPU plugged in on the side here. So those are the main things there. Let me see if I can give you an idea of the motherboard here. So there's that other one. That's where it goes in on this motherboard, if you're curious. And then here we have our thumb drive. I tried another thumb drive. You're going to want to get a thumb drive like this. This one works very well. And I bought another one and it worked terrible. It was such a pain. It wouldn't boot unless I moved slots each time. This one I went back to and it's been working very well. Then we got the network cable and we got the monitor. Eventually you want to disable the monitor on the board and plug it into a card. I'm just not doing that until our rig is full. So we have 6 cards right now. We have room for 2 more, so we're going to go ahead and wait till we get 2 more till I start doing that. So that's the rig. Let's go ahead and power it on here. All of the cards have lights except for the Asus. Pretty proud of this. You can see the wire management kind of fell off because we had a bad riser. So we're going to go ahead and fix that once we go ahead and get the next work in on this. Which next, we could probably fit another card if we really tried to squeeze it onto this 1000-watt power supply, because I have the voltage done so well in the BIOS, so it's not drawing that much power. I think we're at 850 watts, which is for 6 cards, the motherboard, the risers, pretty much the whole enchilada here. So I think that's pretty good, and it's running stable. I've had it run over 24 hours twice now, but we have to keep making changes here and there and tweaks. I think the Asus BIOS is perfect. I think the other ones are really good, but they might be able to be better. So I might try to work on it more. They don't really get that hot at all. I think the Asus gets the hottest, and usually that tops off around 47, which is probably nothing compared to most other places. This is in my basement, so you do have to remember that. It's kind of cold down here. I was hoping it would heat this up, but it doesn't. So now it's starting to spin up here. Simple Miner, yeah, it's not going to work with the AMDs. I don't like it. It's very much of a pain to set up with it. And I tried a lot of stuff until I just said, no way, this is not working. So we switched to Ethos. Ethos is running much better. I like the software and have it all set up correctly here. You can see on the monitor, All the cards are starting to spin up here now. And we'll see what the hash rate is. Sorry, I'm a little shaky here. Ethos is $40. Oops, sorry, $40 forever. Ethos is $40 forever, so you just have to pay for it once per rig, and then it pretty much runs. So there's a lot of settings that went into this. BIOS alone went into a lot of settings. I'll go into another video with that to kind of give you an idea of all the settings that went into it. But I wanted to get the build video up first. So as you can see, it's setting up here and the hash rate's going. So what have I done so far to make sure this keeps going? We set up a Wi-Fi plug, which is on the wall for the electric. So if I notice that the hash rate is going down or stopped, I can go ahead and just turn the power off, and then 10 seconds later turn it back on. When I do that, the system automatically reboots and starts over because I have it set up to just boot to the drive, and once it boots to the drive, it just goes into Ethos and starts just like it's doing right now. So that's one huge thing that I would recommend, especially in the beginning, till you get it stable to be running on. So the hash rates are getting towards the top here. As you can see, we're at 168 so far. Now we're at 174. I think this is almost topped out here. We'll go in a little closer there. So I'm going to be building another rig soon, so I hope to bring you that rig build as well. It's going to be a lot smoother now that I know everything that could go wrong. BIOS is kind of tough. I know how to do it without having a special BIOS, but that's not always the best way to do it. So if it's not, it's trial and error, putting it on. Sometimes it runs for 20 hours, and then the card just overheats and crashes the whole system. You only need one card to mess up to crash the whole system. But like I said, now that I have the Wi-Fi plug, I'm at work, it crashes, no big deal. I turn it off, I turn it back on, and boom. We're getting a 0.05 deposit. I think the last one was 50 hours. So about every 50 hours, we get that, which I think is around $50. Yeah, $50. Because Ethereum was like at 700 or 600 when I started building this rig, and now it's at $1,000 today. So who knows what's going to be at tomorrow, but we're making our return back really good. It's tough to get the cards, but if you guys want to get any of the pieces, I'm going to have the links all down below, and I wish you luck. I'm going to build another rig, like I said, and then I got a plan for a smaller one in the near future. It's just I need a little bit of return on investment before I can go ahead and get that all set up. Yeah, so that's the rig. So guys, I hope you enjoy it. If you did, make sure you leave a like. Like I said, I do have affiliate links for Amazon down below. If you would be interested in any of these pieces, please purchase them through the links. It helps, gives me a small portion, a kickback, and then I can use that towards building more and show you even more builds. The builds will get better. Sorry about the camera. I'm used to a webcam because I'm a streamer. I'm getting used to like filming videos regular. I do have an iPhone X, so the quality should be really good. It's just, unfortunately, I forgot to hold it the other way. You can see there I have a dead riser on the side. He didn't make it. Let's go ahead. I do have some phones here set up to mobile mine. So they're going to go ahead and mine Electronium. This is going to be my little mining area. I really can't wait to get it going and just show it even more. Guys, any questions, please leave them down below. I will do my best to answer them. As I mentioned, we're at about 850 watts right now with this setup, and we're going to look at a smaller supply, probably like a 400 watt power supply to handle the last two cards. There is an adapter that you can get that bridges two power supplies. It's only like $8, so you can get that to go from one power supply to the other so they turn on at the same time, which is pretty nice. And it's just printing money right now at 175 plus hash rate. We'll show that one more time. Boom, 6 cards. Usually at low 29s. Once in a while they'll bounce back lower, but they usually go right back up. You can see the heat. Last card, like I said, Asus, it's running a little hot. It's at 53 right now. Surprised it's that hot. It's usually more around 47, but it might go up to like 57. Most people have theirs running at like 70s and 80s. It is winter right now, so who knows what's gonna happen. Oh, kicking chairs. So there's the rig from the distance. And my Trek bike. And my couch. This is gonna be the man cave one day. One day. Guys, thanks again. I'll see you soon. Smack out.